Feeding feud. Breastfeeding mothers struggle to find their place in the workplace.
Overpaid or overworked. The salary of Utah psychiatrists may be high, but do they deserve it?
And roller rumble. Skating is usually a non-contact sport, but these girls take it to another level. I'm Angela Montier.
And I'm Anna Hayes. It's Tuesday, April 10th, and in Utah, it's 12 o'clock.
From KBYU and the BYU Department of Communications. This is the award-winning 11 News at noon.
Health officials say hackers stole personal information from about 800,000 Utahns. Authorities initially thought hackers only stole 24,000 records, but they were wrong. The stolen files contained names, birthdays, addresses, and in some cases, social security numbers. The victims are all people who have signed up for Medicaid, and it's putting some recipients on edge.
It is a really big deal. Like, I'm nervous, and I need to find out what happened to make sure my information doesn't get out there. But this kind of stuff happens all the time.
The health department said they will contact the victims as soon as they can.
Mothers of newborns have legal backing if they want to continue nursing on the job, but those protections don't always make it easy. 11 News reporter Lydia DeFranchi is on the BYU campus. Lydia, you're finding that mothers struggle to keep breastfeeding?
That's right, Anna, and federal law says companies need to provide some sort of space as well as extra break time, although companies with less than 50 employees are exempt. But all of that doesn't necessarily translate into workplace policy. I spoke to some Utah moms who told me their boss said, go pump in the bathroom. And for most Utah moms, that's just not an option. Representative Seelig is working with the State Department of Health now and other breastfeeding advocates to make sure that employers and employees all know what they can do to make the workplace more mom-friendly. On the BYU campus, I'm Lydia DeFranchi.
Thanks, Lydia. A report from UtahsRight.com says psychiatrists at the Utah State Hospital earn 9 out of Utah's 10 highest state salaries outside of academia. 11 News reporter Corey Aldis investigated the funding that goes into the state hospital.
The fact that psychiatrists dominate the top 10 salaries list raises the question of whether they are getting paid too much for what they do. Unlike many other government agencies, the state hospital can never take a holiday. With the ongoing needs from patients, there has to be at least one doctor on call for the hospital 24 hours a day, every day of the year. Anna?
Thanks, Corey. A main water pipe going into Provo High School broke, causing major flooding. Spokesman Greg Hudnall says about 1 million gallons of water poured into the north parking lot and gymnasium. He also says repairs will take all week and they won't know the total damage until after the cleanup. The district hopes to have the repairs finished before spring break ends this week.
A domestic dispute in Murray ended with 1 person dead and 1 injured. Witnesses called police yesterday after seeing a woman running from a man. They say he caught her in someone's yard and started beating her. Witnesses say when police arrived, they chased the man and shot him in the torso. Investigators later found a 25-year-old woman dead in the couple's home.
Dee Millerberg says she and her husband Eric were doing drugs with Alexis Rasmussen when she died. Dee says Rasmussen babysat for the couple, but the relationship became social when the three of them engaged in drugs and sexual acts. On September 10th, Rasmussen came to the Millerbergs where Eric injected her with the methamphetamines and heroin that led to her death. Prosecutors say Dee's involvement was minimal and her testimony will not be used against her.
Sad.
Very sad story.
Still to come on 11 News at noon. Careful caregivers will show you what sacrifices family members make to take care of their aging parents.
And decreasing deliveries. Why are teen birth rates at an all-time low? We'll tell you why when we come back. Remembering the Titanic this weekend, some good news about gas prices, and new reports show that how many teens are having babies. Here's your look at news from across the nation. 100 years ago, the Titanic hit the bottom of the ocean about 400 miles from Canada. This cruise ship is taking an 8-night voyage in remembrance of the Titanic. The voyage departs from New York's coast and will end where the Titanic hit the iceberg. Passengers will hold a memorial service in honor of the Titanic Saturday morning before returning to New York. Finally, gas prices are dropping a little bit. AAA says because of an oversupply, prices dropped another half cent. This puts the national average at $3.92. They also say that Hawaii is paying the most at $4.61, while Wyoming pays the least at $3.62. Well, here in Utah, the average sits at $3.71. Teen birth rates are at their lowest in nearly 70 years. The National Center for Health Statistics says the number of teens giving birth dropped 9% from 2009 to 2010. The drop includes all racial and ethnic groups in nearly all states. Analysts say this drop is because teens are more educated and are practicing more safe sex. And that's your look at news from across the nation. Angela, back to you.
Thanks, Anna. Caring for an aging parent can be both a trial and a blessing. 11 News reporter Kara Teo shows us some of the difficulties caregivers face, as well as some tips to help make the experience a positive one. Caregiving is a case-by-case situation, so experts say it's important to consider the needs of each parent individually to make sure their wants and wishes are protected.
111 News at noon returns. Roller Ruckus. See how these ladies train to stay at the top of their gliding game.
Facebook fugitive. This man has fallen off the police radar, but not off the social grid.
And I'll tell you what's not falling off this week. Temperatures are on the rise. Stay tuned to find out which days will be the hottest. 11 weather when we return.
We'll see what happens, though.
We will.
Thanks, Bridget. No problem. Still to come on 11 News at noon. Suspect status. This man told Facebook what was on his mind, even though he's on the run from the cops. We'll be right back. We have some breaking news now. The Washington Post is reporting that Rick Santorum will drop out of the Republican presidential race. The newspaper says that Santorum will announce a suspension at a campaign event in Pennsylvania today. This leaves Newt Gingrich, Mitt Romney, and Ron Paul as the only GOP contenders remaining. We'll have full details for you tomorrow at noon.
A fugitive in Washington is running away from police, but he's still updating his Facebook status. 26-year-old Travis Nicolaisen is on the run after police tried to arrest him for not checking in with the corrections officer. But that hasn't stopped him from communicating. A friend posted on his wall saying, "Cops all over you." His comment back, "Yeah, got away, thanks bro." Police are warning people not to encourage or help the suspect.
I just don't think that this can end well for him. People are already onto him.
I'm sorry.
Well, let's see what happens with that.
It brings up a new aiding a suspect kind of issue.
That's right. Whole new issue. That's 11 News at noon for Tuesday, April 10th.
You can join us anytime on our website, 11news.byu.edu.
Thanks for watching and have a great afternoon.